For advanced heeling, I'm going to start out working with Tess here as my demo dog. Although Tess is not a very experienced heeling dog and will probably make mistakes, which is why I'm using her, because we can show you how to work with a dog that's not very experienced in this. Now, at this point, your dog had already better know how to watch you for the treat and not the treat itself, which Tess is not doing. Tess, get in. Good. If your dog is still following the treat and not paying attention to you, then your dog is not going to be able to do this, because their head is going to follow where the treat is, and they are not going to move their body as you want them to. They have to be concentrated on their body movement. So there you are, you're sitting in heel position, you have your dog beautifully trained to sit there and watch you with a treat in your hand, pretty much indefinitely. What a good little dog. You were a good little dog, get back. Now at this point, you're going to start trying to sneak away from your dog, like that. Your dog is going to come with you because this is where they want to be, that's where the treat is. So you start with just that little side step. Now if I take a big side step like that, okay, now she's going to be perfect and make me wrong. If you sidestep with a large sidestep with a dog that doesn't know what they're doing, which Tess isn't going to show you now, then they're going to be kind of confused and they're not going to know what, Tess, get in. Or they're not going to know what to do with you. So you start with just taking a little bit of a sidestep. Yes. And letting your dog fix it just that little bit. And if you take too little of a sidestep, they might not realize that they need to move. It's okay to use your head like that to sort of encourage them where you want them to be. A lot of times it's easy for the dog to understand that head gesture like that to mean to move around a little. So if that helps them, go ahead and use the head gesture. You'll have to phase that out at some point because it'll lose you a lot of points in competition. It's a second command. But at this point, it's just an easy, natural thing that the dog seems to understand. Tess, heel. When you're starting with a dog, the other thing is, here, Tess, get in. When you're starting with a dog, they might be a little sloppy when you ask them to fix it. This dog is kind of out of position, and she knows better, so I'm not going to reward that. But if your dog really doesn't know any better, then, you know, I would go ahead and reward a try. That was not much of a try. Come on, you can do better. Good girl. As long as they're making some effort to move their body in the direction that you're going, you can always shape that positioning a little bit better later. Good. Note that I'm starting with this little bit of a quarter turn now. The quarter turn is going to teach your dog to move their hind end backwards and keep their butt tucked in, which is something they need to do if they're going to stay in heel position. So just a little turn to the back. Tess, get in. Just a little turn to teach them to start backing. And then as they get that, you can of course turn further. Tess, get in. And you can possibly, yeah, you're going to start to step backwards. The turning backwards is kind of how I start teaching them to step back. Tess, although Tess back. So just little movements. Just get in. There. That wasn't a really good move with me. As you saw, she only moved her front end. But I'm going to reward it in this case. So I'm showing you what you might accept. There. Okay, let's put Tess up for now, and I'll get out a more experienced dog to work. Yes. Now, Tully here has had quite a bit of experience with heel training. And it's pretty hard for me to fake her out. She knows where heel is, and she's dang well gonna stay there. Way back, 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 back. Yes. But Tully, since she got through all the, here, can you stay with me? Yeah, you can, can't you? Can you stay with me? Yeah, you can, can't you? Where did I go? Where did I go? I can start putting in some pretty big, bold moves and seeing if she can stay with me. And she can too, because she's a very good girl. Once your dog is really learning to do this, then it becomes a good idea to start throwing stuff in when they don't expect it, like that. So that your dog is now saying, what the heck? Where does she go? She does weird things all the time. I don't know what to expect from her. There you are. You lost it. That gets the attention and teaches them that staying right there is their responsibility. And you see Tully knows the head gesture too. It just comes natural to them to understand. Now, of course, now she's moving her butt behind me, which is fine. Tully understands the in and the head gesture to mean start moving your butt back. So when I do that, she will start turning her butt back around, ultimately until she's all the way behind me. Very good girl. Which is another reason not to use the head gesture a lot, because it won't get your dog into a place where you don't really want them. And hopefully your dog knows where heel is and you don't have to show them all the time. Scoop, 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 scoop. Yes. Obviously you couldn't do that with a dog that hadn't had a fair bit of experience, but everything starts with just little steps. Scoop. And you build on it until you have a dog that can scoop quite a bit. Any verbal command you attach to it, I would attach later after the dog already knows the moves. The turns are how you were teaching your dog to back, and it's also part of teaching your dog to stay with you. When your dog knows how to back, they can also make a left turn more efficiently. Because a left turn involves moving the back end of the dog. Let's see if I can get this here. Moving the back end of the dog to stay in a tight position. It's a little harder with a bigger dog than with a little dog like this, but she still knows how to move her rear end. She just doesn't need to as much as a bigger dog will. I find it very fun. You want to play some more? Yeah? That's what I thought. I find it very fun to do the little fidgety bitting of heeling. Especially Tully does, because she's just like that. Tul-tul. She'll go right into heel position all on her own, because that's what a fun place to be, isn't it?